Hi everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to another important lecture under ARD Simplified Series. The topic that we are going to discuss today is soil erosion. Okay, a very important topic because multiple questions have been asked from this topic. So today we are going to understand what is erosion. Then I am going to discuss about soil erosion. What are the different agents that lead to the soil erosion and different types of erosion. So this is all what we are going to understand in this particular lecture. So let's first start with the topic, what is erosion. So if you can recall, I have already told you about weathering process where the rock particles, where the rock is being getting converted into true soil, right? अब इसमें हो क्या रहा है, वेदरिंग से होता क्या है कि आपकी जो रॉक है वो डिसइंटीग्रेट होती है एंड इट गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू सॉइल सेडिमेंट्स, राइट? Now, as soon as this rock is disintegrated into soil sediment, it is taken away. Okay, it can be transported from one place to another place, and this transportation of these soil sediments from one place to another place is known as erosion. Okay, and this erosion happens due to multiple agents. There are different agents behind the erosion, like your water, ice, then rainfall. Rainfall is again water, ice, water, wind, gravity. Different agents lead to erosion. Clear? Now there is a key difference between weathering and erosion. क्या difference है? Weathering में क्या होता है? Weathering में basically आपकी जो rock है that get broken down into soil fragments. Erosion में ये जो rock fragments है that get transported from one place to another place, right? Erosion में transportation involved है. Weathering में just disintegration of rock into soil particle that is involved, right? So this is the difference between weathering and erosion. I hope now it's clear, and let's move ahead to understand soil erosion. So students, soil erosion is basically the removal of superficial layer of soil. When the upper layer of soil get washed off or get transported from one place to another place, that is called as soil erosion. Okay, so if you can recall, I have already discussed with you about soil profile, right? So we have soil profile where we have different layers, right? We have O layer, A layer, B and C. So this upper layer is O layer, which is organic layer having organic matter content. A have all the minerals. Now this upper layer, which is the top soil, this top soil have all the important nutrients and minerals that is important for our crop growth and development. And if this top soil get washed off, what will happen? All our important nutrient mineral will also washed off along with that, right? And we are left with infertile soil, right? So this is a consequence of soil erosion. And what is soil erosion? Removal of this top soil, removal of this fertile top soil from one place to another place, right? That is the and the consequence of soil erosion is that it lead to soil infertility. It lead to soil infertility. जो हमारी soil है वो infertile हो जाती है. Now different consequences of soil erosion, let us understand them in detail. So first, if I talk about agricultural impact, so we are left with infertile soil, our crop productivity will decrease and hence it will impact overall agriculture production, right? Next, we have environmental impact. This, due to the soil erosion, water holding capacity of soil also decrease. Okay, so the water holding capacity भी कम हो जाती है, and again, वो soil do not have enough water to sustain the vegetation, right? And that lead to different environmental impact. Then we have some economic impact. When agriculture productivity is reduced, farmers' income will reduce, and that will impact the economy, right? Next, we have is ecological impact. So students, what are the different ecological impacts? So it include that soil is habitat of different microorganisms. Soil is a place to reside for the different microorganisms. And when this soil get disturbed, when the soil get washed off from one place to another place, what will happen? The habitat of these microorganisms will disturb and it will cause ecological imbalance, right? So these are the different consequences of soil erosion. And let us now discuss about agents of soil erosion, right? So students, we have primary agents and secondary agents. What are agents? Basically the things that lead to that transfer soil from one place to another place, right? So primary agents are basically the agents which are primarily involved. मतलब usually जो soil erosion होता है वो primary agent से होता है, right? These are the agents which are usually involved for soil erosion. ठीक है, mostly जो आपका soil erosion है 90% of your soil erosion primary agent के वजह से होता है. Okay, they are more impactful. जो आपके सेकेंडरी एजेंट्स हैं दे आर लेस इम्पैक्टफुल, एंड जो सॉइल इरोजन इससे जो होता है वो बहुत ही धीरे धीरे या कम होता है, राइट? Now, what are primary agent? It include your water. So water from river, stream, rainfall, surface runoff that lead to soil erosion, right? As water flow, it will carry soil particle from one place to another place, leading to soil erosion. Then we have wind. So air current lift or transport the soil particle from one place to another place. Okay. So wind also lead to soil erosion. Then we have ice. So ice may basically the glaciers when they melt, okay, they carry the soil sediment along with them, and again the soil is transported from one place to another place. Then we have gravity. Okay, like the example of gravity, soil erosion due to gravity is landslide. Okay, in case of landslide, what is happening? The entire mountain range that slips off, right, due to gravity, and again soil erosion happen in that place. So again, gravity is the agent of soil erosion. Now, secondary agent include temperature variation. Okay. So when there is a temperature variation, again, the soil particle become, the rock get disintegrated into soil fragments, lead to weathering, and soil particle will become light. This rock particle will become light, and it will become prone to erosion. ठीक है, तो इससे erosion हो जाता है. Then biotic factor, all the human activities, okay, construction, any clearing of forest, this will lead to soil erosion again. Then chemical agents, few chemical also like acids and salt released by different vegetation that also lead to soil erosion, right? So we have to focus more on primary agent. Okay, we have to focus more on primary agent of soil erosion. Now, what are different types of soil erosion? Let us understand that. Okay, now we have two type of soil erosion based on the rate of erosion. Okay, if it is happening at the natural rate. See, the thing is that कि erosion, जो soil erosion है वो होता ही होता है. अगर हम जो anthropogenic activity है, human activity है, उसको नहीं भी करें, वो नहीं भी हो, फिर भी soil एक natural erosion होगा ही होगा. Okay, but it is slow process. ओके जिस स्पीड से इरोजन होता है उस स्पीड से सॉइल भी बनती है, तो इट इज नॉट हार्मफुल. But then on the other hand, we have accelerated erosion, right? Accelerated erosion is what? Which happens due to different human activities, the activities that we are doing, and the rate of soil erosion is very fast than the rate of soil formation. Okay, so based on that, we have natural soil erosion and man-made soil erosion, right? So natural soil erosion include naturally whatever erosion that is happening, right? Like geological erosion. Okay, natural weathering over long period of time, again that lead to erosion. Then there is a normal erosion, means normally soil is also formed and it is being transferred from one place to another place. Then climate induced erosion, due to some climatic condition also the soil get transported from one place to another place. But again, all that is natural erosion. The rate of erosion here is very, very slow, and it is equivalent to the rate of soil formation. So there is no much harmful impact of natural erosion. But on the other hand, we have accelerated erosion, which is harmful erosion, as it is happening due to human activity, and rate of erosion is very high here, right? So agricultural erosion, that is due to the agriculture activity that we are doing, intensive farming that we are doing, or monoculture that we are adopting, right? Then deforestation, when we are clearing up the forest, when we are removing all the vegetation, again it exposes land to different type of agent and again lead to erosion, right? Constructions that is happening again is leading to erosion. Mining, overgrazing, all these are reasons, all these are the human activities which are reasons for your soil erosion, accelerated soil erosion. Clear? Now this was based on the rate of erosion that is happening. Now let us understand soil erosion based on the agent that leads to erosion, right? So the very first agent that we will discuss is water erosion, right? Water erosion is basically erosion that is happening due to water flow, right? So first, under this we understand splash erosion. What is splash erosion? So students, it is the first stage of erosion process. Okay, what happens here when the raindrop hit the bare ground? Okay, when the raindrop hit the land, it detached soil particle from that, and this is known as splash erosion. Clear? So basically, it is the first stage when raindrop hit bare soil, and this, the soil particle is splashed into soil surface, and it become prone to erosion. So basically, what happens here, due to the impact of raindrop, when it hits the ground, okay, the soil particle get detached and it get free from soil surface and become prone to erosion. So this is the splash erosion. Clear? Rainfall के hit करने के वजह से जो erosion होता है, that is splash erosion. Now next type of erosion we have is sheet and rill erosion. What is sheet erosion? So students, here thin layer of topsoil is removed uniformly. It's not like particles are being removed. It's like the entire thin layer is being removed uniformly. Okay, we have a field. Of this field, the entire thin layer is being removed from this place to this place. That is the sheet erosion. Okay, it occurs when rainfall intensity increase soil infiltration. What is soil infiltration? It is the entry of water into the soil. But if the rainfall is rainfall intensity is very high and soil infiltration is less, what will happen? This rainfall will lead to surface runoff. Along with this surface runoff, the entire sheet of soil will be removed, right? So this is the sheet erosion. Usually the sheet erosion is unnoticeable and it is noticed after a long period of time when the soil become infertile, right? So it is unnoticeable and it leads to soil infertility, and it is very harmful for agriculture because entire sheet of soil is being washed off. Clear? So this is about sheet erosion. Next we have is rill erosion. What is rill erosion? Basically, students, sometimes surface runoff concentrate into small canals. So sometimes what can happen, the surface runoff, when the surface runoff happens, it can lead to formation of small channels, or we can say small rill like structure are formed, right? Like what are these rills? Okay? So when surface runoff exceed, so sometimes if anywhere in the field there is a depression, okay, there is a little bit depression, field is not level, it will lead to the formation of rill. Rill are basically the small canals that are formed, right? Small canal, finger like projections are also called, and this was the question that was asked to you, finger like projections. ठीक है, ये भी याद रखना है आपने with respect to rill erosion. So small canals are formed due to the surface runoff, and these are not very deep. They are less than 30 centimeter deep. And if we want to smoothen out it, means due to this what will happen, due to this rill formation, the surface will become rough, right? And if we want to smoothen out it, we can just do the normal plowing and it will become even out, right? So this is about rill erosion. So rill erosion is basically when these small finger like projections or rill like structures are formed, that is called rill erosion, and they are not very deep, they are shallow, and usually they are less than 30 centimeter depth. Okay, they have less than 30 centimeter depth. Now next we have is gully and other type of erosions. Now students, when this rill erosion exceed, when this rill erosion prolong for longer duration of time, it lead to the formation of gully. It lead to the formation of gully erosion. Okay, it is the most severe form. Now larger canals are formed, like this small rill will form large gully. Okay, and this gully is very deep. It have depth of at least more than 30 centimeter. Okay, and again they cannot be cured easily. So this is basically the most severe form of water erosion. Okay, so at the time of rill erosion we can even out the land, but at gully erosion this is a severe form, and to manage this, to do the management of this type of erosion is very difficult, right? Then we have other erosion, which is slip erosion. What is slip erosion? Basically when the slope of hill or mountain is slipped off. Example is landslide, right? That is a slip erosion. An entire layer of mountain or slope is slipped off, that is slip erosion. Okay, then we have stream bank erosion. Stream bank erosion is what? The erosion that is happening at the bank of streams, right? So the stream flows, and during the flow of water, what will happen? It will take particle from the bank and it will carry them from one place to another place. That is the stream bank erosion, right? Now these were the different types of water erosion. Now we have another agent, which is wind erosion. So let us discuss the different types of wind erosion. Okay, before that let us see the progression of this water erosion. So first stage is splash erosion, where the rainfall hit the land and the soil particle get detached, right? Then we have sheet erosion, where uniform layer of soil is being washed off from one place to another place. Then it forms rill erosion, and the extensive form of rill erosion form the gully erosion. Okay, so this is the progression of your water erosion. Now let's talk about the another form of erosion, that is wind erosion. Wind erosion is what? It is basically the erosion that occurs due to the wind, that occurs due to the flow of wind. Now it is again of different type. We have saltation, we have suspension, we have surface creep. What is saltation? Saltation is basically when the soil particle, they bounce on the earth surface. Okay, for example, here you can understand, like this is a soil particle, right? This is a soil particle. The wind will hit this soil particle, and this soil particle will be lifted into the atmosphere, and again it will bounce back. Okay, so like a football, you can say, like a ball that bounce on this earth, bounce on the floor, a rubber ball that bounce on the floor, like that. When the erosion happened, that is known as saltation. And usually the soil particle having diameter of 0.1 to 0.5 mm, they in such particle, this saltation happens. Basically, this division of wind erosion that is done is based on the size of soil particle. If the size of soil particle is 0.1 to 0.5 mm diameter, then saltation will happen. Okay, the particle will bounce along the surface and it will hop and jump, right? So this is the saltation, and it is most common type of wind erosion. Now next we have is suspension. Suspension happens in such particle where the diameter is less than 0.1 mm. Okay, what is suspension? In case of suspension, like this is a soil particle having diameter less than 0.1 mm. What will happen? The wind will hold this particle into the air. Okay, these particles do not bounce back to the earth surface, rather they are suspended into air and they travel along the air. Okay, they travel along the wind. So this is suspension, when the particles are suspended in the wind. Okay, they are not bouncing back, they are not coming back to the earth surface, they are suspended in the wind and they are traveling along with the wind, and wherever the wind stop, they will settle down at that place, right? So this is suspension. Clear? Now, and due to the suspension, that particle can travel to the farthest distance. Okay, like they can travel hundreds of kilometers because they are suspended in the air, and they will travel along with the wind, and wherever the wind will stop, they will settle down at that place. Now then next we have a surface creep. This happened when the soil particle diameter is 0.5 to 2 mm. So if this is the soil particle and the wind is acting on it, so what will happen? It will crawl. Okay, so this is known as surface creep, right? It is known as surface creep, and larger particle, they roll and slide along the ground. Okay, and heaviest particle wind can move, right? So this is the surface creep, where the particle is rolling on the ground. It is not being lifted, it is not being bouncing back, it is rather rolling on the ground and is transferred from one place to another place. So I hope now wind erosion is also clear. It is easy, right? You have to just remember the size of soil particle and what is happening in which type of wind erosion. So with that, I hope you have got the clarity of all these things, and now we'll solve few questions, right? So first question for you is, which of the following is example of soil erosion caused by wind? Okay, so we have given gully erosion, splash erosion, saltation, stream bank erosion, none of the above. And right answer for this question will be option C, that is saltation. We have studied right now. Okay, so gully erosion is a form of water erosion. It is splash is also a water erosion. Stream bank is also a water erosion. So answer will be saltation. So option C will be the right answer, right? So next question for you, and you have to solve that question, and do let me know the answer of this question in the comment section. So which type of soil erosion is characterized by the formation of small narrow canals on the soil surface caused by the action of running water, and can usually be corrected by normal farming practice like plowing? ठीक है, अब आपने ये क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करना है, और you have to let me know the answer in the comment section. Also do let me know whether this series is helpful for you or not. Okay, so that's all for this video. I hope you have enjoyed. Thank you so much.